So welcome everybody to the Warchief Club 172. Today, as you'll see in the bracket here, we are trying a Swiss format. So it's going to be Swiss best of 3 in 5 rounds. And so there's no early on elimination, but you have a chance to progress through the rounds and make sure that you get some points that will hopefully lead to 4 of them being in the finals bracket then again, which is going to be best of 3 and then a best of 5 in the grand finals. Honestly, I'm not sure how it will be time-wise, so we might have to postpone the finals, but we're gonna see, when we get there. Best of 3 is a little bit faster than best of 5, obviously, so maybe it'll work, maybe not. We're gonna find out about that. I just need to check if the bracket is kind of a little bit cut here, unfortunately, but doesn't matter that much because we are about to jump in our first. Why is this still saying grand final? There you go. In our fest, it's also not best of 5. Change that as well. First game here. Msn.dk against MrEggoWaffles, French against House of Lancaster, and they are in game for a couple minutes. So that means we can jump in right away, pretty much. We can just slightly, I guess, also talk about the bans are pretty straightforward here. Jussis Legacy both play also banned Byzantines, and then of course Ottomans. But Malians got through, Chinese got through, but wasn't picked. So I don't know if I would call them upsets, but at least some maybe slight deviations from what you otherwise would expect. But with that, let's see if my game client works. It does work. We're gonna switch that over, and I'm also gonna add that here. There you go. So first game in this best of 3 series, MSN playing the French in blue, opening with a mill, but very conservatively close to the town center. He doesn't want to place it over here to not have the walking time. You also don't necessarily want to start on the berries, just because it's not a very, very good food resource. So he is going for the wheelbarrow, but not using the wheelbarrow later on for the berries. He's also already chopping wood because he wanted to construct these walls here just to be safe. And on the other side we have, he's also playing in blue if I didn't mention that. MrEggoWaffles on the other side playing in the beautiful color orange of the House of Lancaster. So he's also starting on the gold, of course, but he is less concerned about walling that in, just because of the fact that knights will not be here for the next 4 to 5 minutes, and he also has villagers that can shoot at their opponents, so even if there would be some Dark Age aggression, he can still deal fairly fine with that. And as you see, MSN of course not finishing the wall, so he can just refund them later on if he needs to. I'm also not sure if they actually do a whole lot. I mean, against the Spearman Rush, yeah. But if we would see a Tower Rush with the villagers, then of course the walls really wouldn't do a whole lot for him. But it is good against the Spearman Rush, that is for sure. But we don't see anything like that. We don't have a Dark Age barracks opening here for MrEggoWaffles. He has all the resources he needs to age up. So he is aging up with the Lancaster castle and is already planning on opening with at least 1 manor, moving villagers over to stone now. And yeah, speaking of manor, if you put it about here, I think that would be really nice to have all these villagers in the area. So really nice spawn here in the backside. 4 manors at the same time, also really nice point of aggression for the French. So that's where the Lancaster castle comes in really handy, especially because now it, like since the last patch, it also can actually garrison village or units in general in the Lancaster castle. So that is quite nice. On the other side, we have the classic School of Cavalry open, of course, with 5 villagers. So he wants to have it rather quickly. You can go with 4 or 5. It kind of depends on what you want your timing to be like. And MrEggoWaffles has a slightly better timing, but he also only ages up with 3, which means they should be more or less at the same time. MrEggoWaffles found a few more sheep, although I'm not sure if that also includes the extra sheep that the House of Lancaster starts with, so maybe that's why he got more. I'm not sure if he actually found more. Msn still is on wood now. Of course, he needs to have a house rather quickly, so he can go for another house just about now. There you go, there's the house. And we have almost enough. Well, we do have enough for a manor already. So that changed also. The cost got also changed a little bit here. So, and he puts it on the wood line. So really nice for the sheep, and then of course for the wood line. I really like. By the way, I really like the manor rework. I think that's a really good move from the devs. And makes a lot of sense and makes them feel more natural, I guess. It makes more sense this way, is what I'm getting at. And meanwhile, yeah, Msn pushing in the deer, really nice here. That's where he wants to go next. He doesn't see any Dark Age or at least Feudal Age aggression for the time being from MrEggoWaffles, so going on the deer would be really nice for him. And first night is almost out. Just a second here, so 5:10. Pretty normal timing. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Solid wall over here. You can even wall it in here as well. And then there's the natural cliffs of Lipany. And with another wall over here, the westland. Or even, let's put a wall over here. And then over here, it's a little bit more outside, but then you also save that wood or protect that the gold and the wood and then the relic as well. So very defensive play here also with the 2 TC, so no units at all and not even a production building for the time being. What does Msn see? So I'm pretty sure he did see the Castle of Lancaster. And he does know that there's a wall over here. He does also see the town center being constructed just about now. 6 minutes timing. Not bad either. And so yeah, Msn knows he kind of needs to make something work here. Because even though you have the faster villager production as the French, it still kind of sucks to have your opponent on 2TC without any checks. So kind of want to make sure that you don't let them have that for free. The scout is just seeing the villager. That's a good first pick here. Like you definitely take that as French, even though you lose a third of your health. And what is MrEggoWaffles doing? He is going for a barracks here. He does have resources for another one. There you go. So double barracks opener, which makes sense. We're already 3 knights on the field, another one in queue. And Msn is already adding archer, because of course you would. You know your opponent's gonna open spearman, you need to have archers then. That's just the classic rock, paper, scissors here at play. Meanwhile, Msn is on the deer. He pushed it in really nicely. Obviously, I mean, you know, being one of the best players in the world, that is exactly what you would expect. Of course, also with the survival techniques. Other than that, so he did open with the wheelbarrow in Dark Age. He did go for the shaft mining, even though he only has 4 villages on that resource. And then he's also going for, or did go for the survival techniques. Now chivalry coming in. Are we gonna see a tower? Oh, okay. Demi-Lancers are getting levied from the castle of Lancaster. This is probably going down. I mean, MrEggoWaffles kind of needs to commit to that. Just get that villager. Get rid of that villager, even though he loses Demi-Lancer, doesn't matter that much. That tower would be super annoying. So, good on MrEggoWaffles to equalize the villager kills here. And also making sure that this doesn't happen. Also getting a knight for that. Oof. That is quite nice. Do we get another villager pull? So far we do not. We could get one of the food villagers here. Grab them and move over. But I think MSN has given up on that one. Instead he's just producing more units, and right now he definitely has the upper hand. But that actually might change once we have enough Hobolars on the field. Because at least in my experience, the Knight Archer versus Horseman Spearman comp is super difficult to play. Because the Knights, as strong as they are, they don't technically counter anything. And so it is just, yeah, difficult to deal with that. You have to do a very good job at microing. And if you don't do that, your opponent can basically just A-move and then micro a little bit with a Horseman. And he'll win the fights as long as the numbers are there. So definitely, I mean, that's the downside to playing French. It's they're super easy to play, at the same time they're also super easy to get countered. So that's how it is. You're splitting off the units here. MSN kind of has to decide which one does he want to chase. Should get this one still. But 4 Hobolars, 3 more in Q, and then 13 Spearmen is a solid amount of units. We don't have a Blacksmith at the moment for either player. So we're just playing without any upgrades. Losing another knight here, that definitely hurts quite a lot. MSN still has a solid army, but army value-wise, it is very even, and eco-wise, MrEggoWaffles slowly but surely getting ahead. He doesn't really have the map control, but at the same time he can just go for farms with the manor. It's getting quite a nice eco boost for him. So the 2TC manor play definitely working out, at least for now. So as long as he doesn't lose the wood line, he should be fine. He has gold access, he has even stone access. If he wants to add more manors, he could do that. Now adding a blacksmith as well. And all he needed to do really in terms of defense is this little wall here. Which, since there's a town center here, isn't even as important as it was at the beginning. Still nice. But yeah, very defensive position, even though he doesn't have to invest a whole lot. So that is quite nice for him. I really like his position right now. Both players doing a really good job as well, of course, with spending their resources and just making sure that they have as many units on the field as possible. French even going for Spearmen now. So MSN knows that the Hobolars, they're quite annoying to deal with, and you have that issue that you do not counter anything with the Knights. You still need them, but you don't counter anything, and so having the Spearmen as a proper counter actually is quite important. Blacksmith for both players now. We're getting the melee the melee damage now. Got the melee melee damage. Got the range damage now. The melee damage we got for free as French. And on the other side, okay, we have a blacksmith for House of Lancaster, but we haven't really done anything with that. We don't have the resources for now. What is the plan? So MSN knows the army, and it's just difficult to fight in here. You have the town center here from House of Lancaster, and the secondary one. It's just manor as well. Like, you do not really want to fight in here. Maybe Rams would be an option, but that's also quite an investment, and every ram that you go for is 2.5 archers that you do not have. So if your opponent is just doing spear, like building spearmen, producing spearmen, and you produce rams, it can be difficult. So you might as well just burn it down with all of these knights here. Is he getting a villager kill here behind the walls? That's very nice. Getting in another one. Wow, good job on MSN here. So he will get through that wall. Question is, what is going to happen then? He can idle out the 2 woodlines, that's very important, but he can also not really stay underneath here for long. He also doesn't have the ranged defense, the iron undermash. So diving town centers is not fun, especially not without that tech. Just had to take a sip here. It's really, really hot here in Germany right now. I don't know how it is for you guys, but just stay safe, stay hydrated, and make sure that you drink enough and that you stay safe. Because overexhaustion by heat is a thing. You know, gotta be careful. 2 Demolancers getting killed here, not losing a villager for that, so MSN is falling behind a little bit in eco, but not by much. And he has the much stronger army count right now. He cannot really push in here and only has 2 spearmen as well, so can't really deal with the Hobolas. MrEggoWaffles was in the berries here, at least it looks like, but then he moved away again. And it almost looks like MSN tries to suffocate his opponent, because if they cannot get out on the resources, at some point you're gonna run out of space to put farms in, and you're also gonna run out of wood to build the farms with to begin with. And so kind of looks like he is just trying to keep the pressure up and to suffocate his opponent slowly but surely. 38 degrees in Poland, that is quite rough. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's like 38 about that as well here in Germany, in the beautiful city of Frankfurt. So it is quite hot and it is quite humid. I was out there earlier today doing some grocery shopping, and it was just gross. It was disgusting. So yeah, not fun. I'm looking forward to next week when it's gonna be a little bit cooler, but we'll see. White Tower being rushed with 27 villagers. MSN is on top of that. Can he find some damage? Can he delay that? He's doing a little bit of delay here. I also think he got 1 villager kill, but he knows that he can't really fight under this at the moment. Yeah, just needs to run. And the good thing is, so, I mean, it sucks that your opponent's castle now. I mean, he's also halfway to castle, so maybe he's looking to go for castle as well. At the same time, the White Tower is so far out here that he can basically just ignore that for now. Burn down the 2nd town center. Look at how fast that is going down. All of these archers, 13 knights, that is such a big army. Burning the town center in just not even half a minute. How long was it? Like 10 seconds? 15? And now he can get on the manor if he wants to. He could even try the main town center, even though that has 7,000 HP. It's not gonna fall down as quickly. And he can just do so much eco damage, so much idle time. 21 villagers idle. A few of them probably gonna go down soon as well. Yeah, 12 villager kills already, my goodness. And he knows that his opponent doesn't want to fight until he has the upgrades. We have a few Earl Guards here as well now on the field, and Hobolas and Spearmen have their veterancy upgrades, so now MrEggoWaffles would love to take a fight. Ooh, that's a nice choke point here. Run, little Spearman, run! And yeah, MSN also moving up now with the Royal Institute. does make sense to go for the Royal Institute if you have so many knights. He did lose a few, but overall he kept like 95% or 99% of his knights alive. So Royal Institute, Veterancy coming in. Do we have, let's see, why do I not see the Royal Institute? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. So yeah, we do need the resources still for Royal Bloodlines, but then these knights will be near impossible to stop. MrEggoWaffles is also adding some knights of his own, but yeah, you see with this little tick that now they're veteran units. And do we have anything? Okay, building a wall here. These villagers are in trouble, not finishing the wall in time. Oh, that is a feels bad moment. Oh gosh, no. Well, okay, only losing 2 villagers. That was a lot better for Msn than I expected. I probably would have lost like 10 at this point, but he only lost 2, so that just shows that why he's Conqueror 3 and I'm not. And yeah, is he getting rid of the wolf here still? There was a wolf somewhere, I don't know if that died. Anyway. So yeah, getting the upgrades now, Royal Bloodlines coming in as well. Looks like MrEggoWaffles is going like either for a keep or he just wants to go for a second town center. Msn moving out on the board here as well, so that is going to be really nice for him. And let's see, yeah, has a bunch of spearmen, so maybe he'll get the upgrade for spearmen as well once he has the resources. But yeah, of course his main army comp, Knights Archer. What else would you need? Yeah, nice little wall here on the left side, that is really nice. And again, trying to burn through the wall here. Keep drop in the middle, that is quite nice. I mean, if Msn could block that, stop that from happening, that would be good for him. If not, maybe he will just have to let that happen. Getting 2 more villager kills here, that's really nice. Moving back and forth with the knights, of course, trying to get the spearmen to the front line instead. And now fighting underneath the keep as well as the town center. It's not an English town center, but it's still pretty strong, of course. And a little bit of a counter raid here with 3 knights in the woodland here on the gold villagers even. So that is quite nice here. Good job from MrEggoWaffles. But 19 to 12 villager kills, so that's quite a lot of villager kills here. MrEggoWaffles is doing a really good job with the counter raid, very effective. But also a lot of idle villagers on his part. But yeah, Msn kind of needs to run away a little bit. He doesn't want to lose too many units. He still has to respect that keep. Without siege, it's really difficult to take that down. How we're looking in relics. Nobody has picked up any relics so far. Ooh, getting some more kills here. Oh, that's good, that's nice. Yeah, another villager kill, wolf, and another one. These knights definitely have paid off. 15 villager kills. Okay, we have a lot of stone right now for French. Technically, you would delete the mining camp and then put a keep over here. It will, yeah, there you go. It will also include the school of. Oh no, this will not include the school of cavalry. If you put it like close to here, like right next to that, it would include the school of cavalry. But this way, you can ultimately fit more around. So that's why he's opting for that. So yeah, he's only losing, like he's still going to pay full price from the School of Cavalry, but these 2 and these 2 will get the discounted cost. French also going for a monastery now, so he will try to pick up some of the relics. And yeah, you see, this one do get the discount and this one doesn't. Just barely doesn't get it. Yeah, one tile. Which is unfortunate, you still pay 240, instead you would pay just almost, a little bit under 200. Another keep getting dropped here on the left side, protecting the berries and the deer pack. The other way around. And yeah, Msn just trying to find some more damage, looking for where his opponent could be on food. I mean, we also have a bunch of farms here. So that is quite a lot of farms. So yeah, MrEggoWaffles doesn't need to be as much out on the map as French does, so finding some eco damage is a little bit more difficult. And we're going imp. Yeah, I mean, that is a really nice red palace. 8,000 gold secured. The berries are getting secured. It's a little bit forward, so that's also nice. Once you drop your production buildings around, you have a little bit less walk distance. So that is quite nice. And yeah, I really like that position. I mean, it's basically either on this gold or on this gold. That's your decision, basically. Where you want to put it. This one is like really far forward, so that's maybe a little bit too risky. So this is secure enough, but still forward enough to do some nice damage with that. MrEggoWaffles is still ahead in villagers, of course, but not by much. And now that they're both 1 TC, it's a lot easier for Msn to equalize, especially because now, since he's an imp, he's getting the villagers in 16 seconds, which is almost as fast as Song Dynasty Chinese, so that's quite nice. So he doesn't even need to have a 2 TC, he doesn't need to trade, he can just go out on the map. He has all the gold that he will ever need. Soon he'll get the enlistment incentives, which will further decrease the cost of units. Oh, that is a good find here by MrEggoWaffles. Unfortunately, these villagers will not really make it out alive. That's why I always like to have a tower here. I mean, it's not always needed, but it always feels nice. So yeah, well, at least 2 of them are getting out alive. Yeah, Horde are super annoying to deal with. We also only have 1 relic picked up by Msn.dk. We also have 1 on the side of MrEggoWaffles, and the second one is being moved over to Msn's base as well. I think Msn is going to add some walls over here pretty shortly. At least that's what I would do, because then there's no more race from the right side, at least. But what is Msn going to do now? Because it feels like he's chilling. I mean, now he's going for the cannons, at least. But it definitely feels to me a little bit like he is chilling, maybe a little bit too much. He got all the upgrades that he needs. I mean, he doesn't have imp archers at the moment, so that's maybe one thing that he wants to go for next. And his gold eco got cut off a little bit, so that probably delayed him a little bit. But I think as soon as he has the cannons, he should move in. His opponent is not imp yet, and so there's no Berkshire, there's no Wingard Palace with some really nice and super cheap unit options. So yeah, moving his army over soon. There you go. Yeah, just protecting the cannons as you do. What does he see? He does have a scout over here. Okay, the sacred sites now, so he has 3 relics, or will get the 3rd one at least, so it's 3-2 split. Gaining a sacred site as well. And now is on the white tower with the cannon. There's the 2nd one coming as well. That was a brave villager. What is happening here? Just one archer, okay. Okay, so the rally point is over here, but the main army is over there. Do we have... We don't have the imp upgrade yet for the archers. Not sure if that's an oversight or just because it doesn't have the resources right now. But yeah, now moving in with the spearmen. And now Imperial Age would be so nice for the archers. The elite upgrade would be so nice. They would just shred. And even though the knights are Imperial Age, you don't really want to fight against spearmen if you don't need to. But it still should be fine. How we're looking, okay, 44 knights, 42, so that is dropping quite fast. Also, yeah, we did see that there's another raid coming in, so he needs to move some knights over to deal with that. So he needs to split up the army a little bit, but main force is still intact. He did secure and protect the cannons, so he's... Yeah, MSN is doing fine. I don't have any doubt that he will win this game in just a matter of minutes. MrEggoWaffles did a great job in this game, and I really liked his like strategy and the game plan. The main issue was that he lost his town center a little bit too soon, and then it didn't really work in his favor. And in terms of villager kills, there's so many villager kills now. By MSN that they're even in villagers by now. Even though MrEggoWaffles was in 2TC for about 5 minutes. So maybe if he had gone for another TC at some point, maybe that could have helped his eco. But other than that, I think it was a good game on his part. But yeah, then again, of course, MSN also, yeah, one of the best players here. Definitely not an easy opponent to play against. And there you go, GG getting called. MSN taking this one, but MrEggoWaffles didn't make it easy for him. That is for sure. Yeah, a little bit ahead in villagers, but then lost us 2TC, and then yeah, wasn't really an issue anymore. There you can see like the difference here, like how fast the villager production is from. Is it really a 1TC or did he go for a 2nd one? Kinda must be one surely. But yeah, also finding some good villager kills, villager raids here. So MrEggoWaffles was doing a good job there, but that was just a brutal fight, and then he was never able to recover from that really. He had more army, but it was mostly trash units and 1 age behind, so that is quite unfortunate, but very close game otherwise. Really, really nicely done here. But yeah, just never couldn't find the damage really. Good. So yeah, that was the first game. Going to MSN. Then going to play on the Arabia next. Let me update that here as well. Arabia. And it's gonna be, oof, Golden Horde against Macedonians. That should be an interesting matchup. Definitely 2 strong civilizations. So yeah, happy to see that. Let's take a look at if the game is observable already. Should be. We're a little bit behind, so they should be in game for a few minutes. There you go. Let me check Discord in the meantime if there's any issues going on. Okay, Goldie did already win 2-0 against Sturgis. That is nice for him. And let me switch that over. And I need to switch that here as well. So there you go. Mr. Msn.dk playing the Golden Horde in blue on the southwest southern side of the map. Opening with the Uwu, then the golden tent, and then going on gold. So that's really nice. Like close to each other, double gold here. So that could be dangerous. At the same time, MrEggoWaffles playing the Macedonians in orange. Now moving out on gold, opening with a house instead. Oh, yeah, opening with a house, not with the Varangian war camp. And is already on the deer here in the front. It's kind of a little bit outside, but at the same time, shouldn't be an issue. By the time the opponent is arriving with some Torguts, he should already have gathered all or most of the deer. At some point he needs to push them in a little bit, but for now he's just going to scout his opponent and to look for some more sheep. Msn also just circling around, so he's looking for the town center. He did find the gold, and there's the stone over here. Both interesting for the Macedonians because they get silver from stone. Don't ask me how that works, but it is what it is. And then there's a berry patch here, but that is really uninteresting for the Macedonians. Unless you would go for the Grand Winery, which in 99% of the cases you will not. Which is unfortunate. I really like the Grand Winery, but it does make sense to go for the Imperial Hippodrome with the Macedonians. It is just there are civilizations where you have very valid options for either landmark or wing choice. You can go for either one and it's fine, and that's the case for a lot of civilizations. But there's also some very one-sided civilizations, like the Macedonians, where going for the Grand Winery almost never makes sense. Like maybe if you play like a team game, defensive position, you want to boom, yeah sure, then of course why not. But then again, you could also play HRE then and play the Aachen Chapel. You know, it's that simple sometimes. So yeah, Imperial Hippodrome, to no one's surprise, and Khan and Torguts, also to no one's surprise. Building cards is kind of fun, but at the same time it's not super valuable. Like it is good, like for a timing push, or like maybe like proxy barracks and things like that, it's great. But other than that, it's, yeah, not really a thing. So, MrEggoWaffles did find again a few more sheep, so he seems to have a decent scouting pattern. But sheep is not everything in this game. So we'll see. We'll see if that will help him to win or not. So in general, having the 2 golds here in the front is really nice. If you want to play aggressive, and with the Imperial Hippodrome you definitely want to play aggressively. The Uwu, of course, also outside of the town center range, and technically even the golden tent. So if, there's a big if, but if he could manage to shut all of this down and maybe even burn down the golden tent, that would really hurt his opponent. But yeah, that is most likely not gonna happen. We already have a barracks being built by Msn, just to be able to deal with the horsemen. And then we also have a tower here to better be able to deal with the total goods. So both players reacting pretty much how you would expect it. Horseman coming out here, MSN already scouted that, so he does have the barracks now. But I'm not sure if the timing will be fine. It is gonna take 30 seconds because they're coming out in batches of 2. And now we have the fortified outpost being constructed, but that also takes a bunch of time, so I'm not sure. I'm not really sure if that is going to work for him. Maybe a little bit far outpost. Okay, we have the total goods, so yeah, we can defend that. It's gonna be fine. It's MSN, he's not gonna panic. It's fine. Lesser skilled players may have panicked here and yeah, stop the fortified outpost and whatever, but or pull like 8 villagers to just build the outpost, but he is not concerned about that. He has the spearman out now, he has the Khan, he has the total goods, he can push in the deer, and yeah, he'll be fine against 3 horsemen. Which is more or less all that Macedonians wants to go for, if they go for a fast castle play. Which doesn't seem to be the case, at least right now we only have 2 villagers on gold. So, we'll see. Hello Syra, or I hope I pronounced that correctly. Good to have you. I hope you had a, yeah, 1-0 against Komen, that is really nice. No, you can play, or you'll play the other rounds, like as soon as like all of the series in the Swiss round 1 have finished, then it'll move on to round 2. You're gonna have a different opponent, and then you will play another best of 3, and so on and so forth. And you'll only really get eliminated after the last round, so it's not like a single or double elimination. So for now, just, you know, hang around here or wherever you want and wait for all of the other series to finish, and then you can play your next round. Alright, yeah, so MrEggoWaffles is pretty high on food right now, and like just slowly moving out to gold at this point. So it still very much seems like a fast castle play, but the... I don't want to say miss macro, because he also is gonna move out away from the deer relatively soon. So maybe he just wants to grab the food as long as he can and then move out to the gold, which is a little bit safer. But at least for now, still doesn't have a whole lot of gold. And then really closely spending all of the resources that he has, so he is not going for a fast castle play. But for now, he's mainly with the total boost and the Khan. Could burn down the tower if he wants to, and these horsemen are not really going to stop him from doing that. Moving out with the archers and spearmen as well. I have some Varangian guards coming in as well. Yeah, not a bad choice. I kind of like that. I mean, few regiment arms, pretty good. So now villagers in trouble, getting 1 villager kill at least. Probably not a second one. MrEggoWaffles should be able to deal with that. At the same time, the Varangian guards are difficult to deal with in feudal age, so we'll see what MSN is going to do against that. I mean, he can just overpower it with just raw numbers, but in general, yeah, just like this. I mean, even though they're very strong units, if you have more units, you can still clap them. So, and yeah, MrEggoWaffles is completely shifted now, so he's moving away from fast castle back into feudal with the Varangian guards. Would have been spearmen better? That is my question. Because the Archimagre, they're pretty much the strongest spearmen that you can get in the game. At least on, like, you know, on paper. And the Bowmaster, the spearmen, they're also really strong, so not sure if the Varangian Guards is the proper way to play this. Still trying to find some damage with the Horsemen, but it's kind of difficult. I mean, MSN has a good overview around his base. The only thing that he doesn't really see, but he's also going for a 45 outpost here, is the deer packs. So he's a little bit vulnerable around that, but not on the right side where MrEggoWaffles is at the moment. Okay, Torgut's circling back, army moving back. Army value still slightly in favor for MSN, but not by much. Since the shift here in the army, and 10 Varangian Guards already. I mean, we're getting to a point where this is quite a scary number, and Archer Spearmen, they do not deal well with the Varangian Guards. Ooh, this could be at least 1 or 2 villager kills. Very nicely done. Do we have... okay, I do not know if they have the extra 2 against villagers. The Expeditores technology. Oh, that is not something you want to run into. Luckily he has the horseman, so he's faster. He should be fine. Moving out. Yeah. MSN doing such a good job here with just trying to pin down his opponent, but at the same time, MrEggoWaffles is just sneaking out here like a weasel. He's able to just lose 1 horseman and moving out with the rest. And yeah, 12 men-at-arms, 17 in total. Are the other ones coming? The other ones joining the party as well. I mean, this is a lot of investment into a feudal army, and again, like, it's the same issue with the knights. They're not technically countering anything here. They don't have any bonus damage against anything. They're just strong units overall. But so are the Kashik and the Torguts, and they will not die easily, and the Kashik can heal. So, ooh, we do have the Berserking being used. But then we just run away, which is kind of rough, because we're losing the army, but we're not doing anything with it. This is not a good fight. This is not a good fight. Yeah. Yeah, good counter rate here, but at the same time lost 15, 16. No, never mind. 12, 13. Lost 13 Varangian Guards. Which is quite a lot of units, quite a lot of resources. So it could have been 10 Spearmen as well, and then he would have been Castle Age 5 minutes ago. So that would have been the other option that he could have gone for. Does MSN not see that? I think I think he's smelling it. Now he's seeing that. Oh, if he can stop that, surely it's GG if he stops that. He does have the numbers. Archer on the Varangian Guards should just ignore that for now. So we are gonna get after the Golden Horn Tower, but we're also getting 14 villager kill. Oh my goodness. Ouch. Yeah. Okay, what do we have as victory condition? I mean, we are securing the deer and the gold, so that is kind of nice. And with the free occasional crossbows, we can maybe technically get back into the game. fast imp is not it, so we're not gonna see a fast imp Macedonian play here. And MSN did so much damage, he's so far ahead, and he can also just now go for Castle Age. He's gonna get it pretty quickly as well. He's not gonna spend any villagers, no idle time there. He can still continue to gather resources. He's already 3,500 ahead. And once the Muscovy Yasak is through, he's gonna get a bunch more armor, and doesn't he have the? He doesn't even have the. Oh gosh, what's it called again? The Karash. No, he doesn't have. He doesn't have the Karash yet. So he could even get that for some additional armor, even. But it's fine in a way. I do not think that MrEggoWaffles can hold on for much longer. Army value almost twice as much for Msn.dk. And the other thing is, once MSN is in Castle Age, he can go for crossbows, and then this will just melt away. So for now it is kind of holding, but not until we have crossbows. Only until we have crossbows, and then it will just melt. Also, the Stockyards is a thing, really strong farms and food income. It got slightly nerfed because now it's a little bit more expensive, but it's still very relatively cheap and very good. Don't have overgrazing at the moment, but at least the second one is missing for now, but that's fine. We still have a lot of income here. So yeah, more food income, double the gold income, more wood income. And then we even have the free stone, of course, with the Ubus. Now we can get the third one. Relic wise, we are getting relics on MrEggoWaffles side at least, so that is good. Msn.dk is probably also gonna do that fairly soon. Yeah, immediately 5 crossbows in queue. So MSN is going to add crossbows. He has a few archers, but he's probably just gonna fizzle them out because there's no spearmen on the. Well, now there's spearmen on the other side. But if there's no spearmen or not a mass amount of spearmen, then he's just not gonna care about that. He's not gonna build more archers. So it's gonna be cav plus crossbows against mass infantry here. No readery on the field whatsoever. So MrEggoWaffles has 2 relics already, that is nice. But I don't know. Feels not as important if you're 15 villagers behind, unfortunately. So now we do have a prayer tent on MSN's side as well, so he's now moving out with the shamans, grabbing relics, and yeah, Kashik will protect this relic, so unless something crazy happens, I would imagine that MSN, because he has the map control with all the cavalry that he has, is gonna get 3 relics. That would be my guess. Okay, starting some walls here on the right side, also walling in this relic. Why not? How we're looking in Uvus? We have 3 Uvus, very nice. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a good army. That's a good army. Need to be respecting that for sure. We could try to do some Vololo shenanigans. Ooh, these crossbows are getting into the crossfire here. And yeah, that's a lot of Archematras, a lot of spearmen, a lot of men-at-arms. That actually is a really good comp for MrEggoWaffles now. So good, good timing, good read of the situation here. Finding a good moment where he can strike, getting a bunch of villager kills as well. And MSN now all of a sudden, he only has 2 archers and they're only feudal age, so they don't really do a whole lot. Crossbows don't do a whole lot. Wants to secure the relics here, but that is rough. We have 9 Kashyyyks still, but there's only 4 or 5 in the front line here, so where's the rest? He's just raiding with that, okay. But yeah, also, the Varangian Stronghold is shooting at him. That is quite rough. Going in with the Yam Network trade, okay. This is so much idle time. This is a really good attack here for MrEggoWaffles. Of course, also bleeding units, but still, that much idle time, a lot of equal damage, so that's almost equalizing the playing field here. But what he doesn't know is that his opponent is going in at the same time. So while he is losing all of the army that he had in the front, his opponent is he's holding and at the same time going in. So, okay, going for round 2, 22 spearmen, more coming in. And yeah, MrEggoWaffles realized that with his army switch, he can actually do really well. Because there's not really anything to counter the spearmen. Crossbows of course do a lot of damage, but they don't counter it. And yeah, Kashyyyk really do not like to fight against spearmen. Especially Kashyyyk because they have so low health. Wow, is MrEggoWaffles doing it? Because again, like, yeah, the spearmen, they also kind of die fast, but look at all the idle time. And 20 more seconds for Imperial Age. But what then? Like, we don't really have the resources for anything, really. We have a lot of food, but we don't have a lot of stones, so we can't go for... yeah, for a whole... I don't know. Just hunting down the crossbows. So the reason why the Archematra are probably the strongest spearmen is they get more damage, more attack speed for each Varangian unit within 1 tile. Since this is a Varangian unit, they're basically gonna buff their own attack speed, and so it is like almost like REW minus the move speed. So, yeah, really strong units and just chasing around this MSN right now. And yeah, like so much idle time, 25 villager kills. He still has a bunch of crossbows, and now he's going into horsemen, student age horsemen. I mean, what a wild game we're witnessing. We're going with feudal age horsemen when we're Imperial Age. I'm not really sure about that. Now we have some Readery. A little bit too soon because there's still crossbows to take them out. So the Readery don't do as much as they usually would. So MSN sticking to the crossbows for now. Doesn't have the wood either, so he can't really go for archers even if he wanted to. And then again, he still only has the feudal age archer. So yeah, he's going for crossbows now. And yeah, MrEggoWaffles is just keeping up the pressure. 30 villager kills, so he is ahead in villagers now. Still massively behind in collected resources, but at the same time, yeah, just chasing all the villagers with a bunch of Readery, has the spearmen in the front. Going for Sacred Side as well. How we're looking relics. He actually getting the 4th relic, so MSN was picking up the first relic here, wasn't able to put it in the prayer tent, and MrEggoWaffles is actually getting all of the other relics, the remaining relics. That is so crazy. Now also grabbing the sacred sites. And this is a bunch of you know, nice crossbow mass here for MSN and their Imperial Age now, so they do a lot of damage. But again, they only counter heavy units, they do not counter spearmen. Okay, units don't care about each other. Alright. Yeah, I mean, you have to kite, you have to hit and run, but now with the Rus tributes, you can actually do really well against the spearmen, but then you also have the free crossbows from the Macedonians, so that's not gonna go for long. I mean, MSN is still in a solid position, but MrEggoWaffles really made him struggle here for a minute. Okay, decapping one of the sacred sites. We're gonna go for a Chiro Siphon here, as well as for a keep in the front. So trying to move in here on this side. But that is such an unfortunate timing here. MSN finding the villagers. And I'm not sure if MrEggoWaffles has the numbers right now to hold that. MSN has such a strong eco that he can still outproduce MrEggoWaffles, and he's in. He still is imp, so by the time the keep is finished, MrEggoWaffles is not gonna have any units left, unfortunately. Almost, at least. Okay, going for siege workshop, that makes a whole lot of sense. And more Chiro Siphons coming. I'm not sure if that's the right answer, to be honest. I'm really not sure about that. Not that game, oh man. Is that really the play? Like, we're getting enough stone for another one, and then we'll probably drop that even like closer in the base. Is that the play now? Chiro Siphon keep drop? Is that it? I mean, I would kind of, you know, hope in a sense, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Okay, we just barely not have enough stone, but yeah, we get enough stone instead, this is fine. We even have a relic over here, so are we even looking for like a Vol? This is just a Vololo YOLO player at this point. Just mass Chiro Siphons, take out the landmarks, and I mean technically, you know, the Golden Tent has a whole ton of health, of course. It's kind of like the House of Wisdom, but we only have the town center and the Golden Tent, and they're close to each other, so we just have to go to this and then to this, and if we can somehow manage to keep the Chiro Siphons alive, we can win. So I just think there needs to be more spearmen, like 30, 40, 50 spearmen. I think that would be needed. How we're looking eco-wise in the back. We have a bunch of farms, but not really a whole lot. We do have a lot of villagers on wood, for the Chiro Siphons mainly. I think we kind of need to translate that into food and then get more units out on the field because the army value is still kind of low. But it's a lot of sheer siphons, and they don't take a lot of damage from the crossbows either. So it's just the horseman that is the issue. How much does Msn see? Yeah, he knows what's happening. He sees that many sheer siphons. He knows there's like twice as many in the back. He even sees the relics. There's like 2 monks with a relic over here. He knows that this is going to be the play, that his opponent is trying to landmark snipe him, and as soon as he comes close with his army, there's going to be a Bololo play. And oof, no. We're pulling the village. This is really YOLO. Oh my god. Oh man. I mean, I love it. Like, if you know, if nothing else works, just do it like this. Pull 70 villagers. Who needs army if you have villagers? And then you're just gonna burn down the landmarks. Yeah, probably gonna burn down the fortified outpost still before that happens. I just hope that he gets there quickly enough, because otherwise... Are we gonna see a Bololo now? Anytime? Okay, one... Yeah, this guy is sniped here, so Bololo doesn't work. Is it gonna be enough? I mean, there's a lot of sheer siphons, there's a lot of villagers as well. But villager numbers are dropping. We're down to 40 now. 10, 9 sheer siphons. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Ah, that is unfortunate. But man, really funny attempt. Really nice play. Yeah, I just feel like 2 TC maybe, and then... I mean, I played Macedonians one time with like castle into 2 TC, and it felt really nice. It felt really nice, and it does have a good, you know, boost to your eco for sure. So maybe that would have been the play, but I don't know. Very funny attempt here by MrEggoWaffles. But yeah, the eco was just so much in favor. Like, if you go for 2 TC, maybe you can kind of keep it up. But yeah, it's definitely difficult.